Hi, good afternoon, folks. In this video, let's take a look at the top 10 picks coming up in this year's entry draft. Coming up. Alrighty then, let's take a look at this. Now, these 10 picks, I went with Bob McKenzie because I've, over the years, learned to trust Bob McKenzie. He went with a consensus pick too, because he went with the scouts that he trusts that put this list together. So let's take a look at it, because let's face it, folks, the prize for all our suffering is coming up soon in this draft, and we want to look at what we need and what we want and what we could get, you know? So let's take a look at this. Now, the shout out goes to Chewy. Finally, Chewy, I've got it done. And I figure we'll just look at the top 10, because after that, folks, it's just a crapshoot if you even play an NHL game. And you got to count on your scouts after that. We don't have any, you know what I mean? It's like, so we have a handful of scouts, but anyway, that's that. All right, so look, this is the consensus pick of some of the top scouts in the business who they believe are the top 10. So let's take a look at it. And I can't give you my honest opinion saying I've seen these guys play. I've seen videos, but it's, you know, I've just seen videos. It's like, I'm not going to be one of these channels that's going to lie to you and say I've seen all these guys and this guy out here and out in Slovakia is doing this, and I'm going to be straight with you. I've only seen videos on most of these guys. So let's take a look. All right, so Owen Power is pretty much, we know the consensus number one, even with us fans. We pretty much know Owen Power. Let's look at the numbers. Tequila, please stop. It's driving me nuts today. All right, he's left-handed defenseman. He's 6'5.5". I put 6'5.5" because you're going to see 6'5", 6'5.5", and 6'6". So I'm going right down the middle, 6'5.5". 214. As we know, University of Michigan, 26 games played, 3 goals, 13 assists, 16 points. And the intangibles also I put on the board too, okay? The intangibles that stood out for me was they're comparing him to Victor Hedman. And for me, that's a pretty damn good comparison, you know? I still remember when Hedman was drafted. Good God, was it that long ago? And he's also a two-way defenseman. So you got the whole package with this kid, it seems, right? He's big, he's lanky, he plays defense, of course, you know, and he's not scared to rush out the puck. So just saying, you know, I wouldn't mind getting him. I wouldn't mind the Sabres landing this guy. All right, and number 2, and they had number 2 and 3 on the consensus picks as tied for number 2, but they just put them, I think, in alphabetical order. But these guys are tied for number 2, just so you know. Dylan Genter, and he's a right winger, 6'1.5", 175. He's right now in the Edmonton Oil Kings. 12 games played, 12 goals, 12 assists, 24 points. The thing with him, the intangibles, great vision and finish. Not scared to play in the dirty spots, which I like, you know. I like that. So he is obviously the best forward because he is in front of Banier's. I mean, I shouldn't say he's obvious. We don't know for sure, right? This guy down here could be the Hall of Famer. We don't know till their careers unfold. But he's obviously the higher pick at this moment. But you know how it is. We go into these drafts and somebody goes right off the board sometimes and takes somebody that their scouting system believes in. All right, so that's the first forward. And if you look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 4. I thought there was 5. No, 4. All right, because I got a goalie at the bottom, right? Okay, so there's 4 defensemen in the top 6. Simon Edwardson is the third pick. Left-handed defenseman, 6'4", 198 pounds. Games played, 10 goals, 0 assists, 1 point. At 1 point, but he's a shutdown and he has a mean streak and he's playing in Frölunda. So he's a kid playing amongst men and big boys, right? So he's playing in a very tough league right now. And I'll tell you what, when somebody has 1 assist all year and they're ranked this high by the scouting system, there's something we need to know about this guy, is that he's probably very big and mean. 6'4", 198. Owen Power seems to have that offensive swing, I'm guessing, and this is what's going on, you know. why he gets the flip. But they're saying that these two could challenge for number one. So you know what I mean? It's not a panic situation if we don't win the lottery, but I want to win it. I want to win it. I want to have all the cards on our table come lottery time. All right, number 4, Matt Banier, Centerman. I know some of you guys have mentioned him, like this kid. 6'1.5", 175. Another U of Michigan. You know, they got 3 up here. There we go, 3 of the top 8 University of Michigan, 24 games, 10 goals, 14 assists, 24 points. The only center in the draft that's projected to be a top 2 centerman in the NHL. He's the only kid that they're predicting will be a centerman in the NHL. Think about it, you know? I mean, they're probably wrong. There might be somebody in the 3rd round that goes on to have a Hall of Fame career, but you know what I mean? He is the one of all the big names that's the obvious centerman to pick. So there's another prize, you know? There is a prize at the end of this tunnel, folks, for the crap season we had, just so you know. All right, number 5, Luke Hughes, who I wouldn't mind either. Again, left-sided defenseman, 6'2", 180. Now, I'm going to go to his intangibles in a sec. He's on the USA Under-18 development program. 38 games played, 6 goals, 34 assists, 40 points. And he's meaner than his brother, Quinn, over in Vancouver. He doesn't have the offensive swing, they said. I don't know. His numbers look good, but I mean, you know, we don't know till he's in the NHL, right? And season-ending surgery, though, on his tendon on his foot. For me, that's a red flag. As much as I'd like to have one of the Hughes in Buffalo, I don't like the idea he's having surgery. That's just me though, you know? I mean, what if that becomes a pattern? We don't know. But I don't think we will be picking this low, because we won't be. And I'll show that in the next video, why. Number 6, Brent Clark. Right-handed defenseman, 6'2", 185. And he is a Barry Colts product, but he's also playing a Nova Samki in Slovakia right now because, you know, there's no OHL going on. 26 games played out there, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points. He's the only one in this whole top 10, okay, that I heard this come out of their mouth. Anybody, you know, they always talk about high IQ, and I heard that, but this I haven't heard. They said he has genius hockey sense. Genius. I don't know. I guess we'll see, eh? This might be the Hall of Famer that comes out of this. We just don't know. We don't know. That's what's fun about it too, though, you know? All right, number 7, William Eklund, left wing, 5'10", 176 pounds. He's playing at the Djurgården at the Swedish Hockey League. He has 40 games played, 11 goals, 12 assists, 23 points. And bottom line, he plays versus men. I put it as the intangible. I mean, when you're out there playing against men, it says a lot about your skill. It does. That's a tough league. So maybe if any Swedish folks that see these games happen to be on my channel, please please let us have some information. Let us know. Let us know what you've seen with this kid, you know. Number 8, Kent Johnson, center/left wing. So he's played both. 6'1", 167, bit of an alarming weight, but it's okay, he's a kid. University of Michigan, again, and 26 games played, 9 goals, 18 assists, 27 points, but he is projected to be an NHL winger, okay? He's not projected to be a centerman. Just saying. Chaz Lucius, I believe I'm saying that name right. Center, right wing, 6'1", 185, USA Under-18 program. He played 12 games so far, 13 goals, 5 assists, 18 points. 13 goals in 12 games. Very nice, you know. Again, he's projected to be a winger as well in the league. And the last one I did keep up there. I could have went and put a forward or a defenseman, but I wanted to leave him there because he is projected number 10, which is Jesper Walstead. And he's a goaltender, 6'3", 214. That's kind of like really filled out for a, you know. The alarming thing is, would he be another like Lanner where he's slow, you know, like, I don't know. He plays also for Luleå in the Swedish Hockey League. He's 12-10-0. His goals against is .223, save percentage .908, and he has 2 shutouts. And again, kid playing amongst men. You know, good numbers. Good numbers, kind of like their pro league, right? So could go in the top 6, they said, this kid in nets. So these are things we have to talk about, things we have to discuss. I don't know, what do you guys think we need on the team right now? Because for me, if we can get Owen Power, we got to nab him. That's just the way I look at it. Because, sorry folks, I need to take a sip of my ginger ale because I'm going nuts here. I think Owen Power, if we have a chance to nail this kid down, and we got to take him, you know. He's obviously the prize, you know. But he's not a runaway prize, you know what I mean? They were comparing him to Hedman, but they said to make it also very clear in his development, Hedman was ahead of him in every single aspect at this point, which really doesn't mean much, but it does speak volumes. We know Hedman's a future Hall of Famer. And I mean, I wouldn't mind us getting a nice big defenseman that's mobile on the team. I really wouldn't. I mean, that, God, we'd be so stacked on defense, it'd be crazy. You know? And do we go for the centerman? Do we go for the centerman? Or do we go for Genter, who's projected higher? You know what I mean? Who's apparently has great vision. I'd be tempted to go for the centerman. See, but that's just me. I'd be tempted to go for Banier because he's the only guy in this list that's projected to become an NHL centerman. And you can't go wrong getting those guys, you know? So, anyway, this is just a rundown of 10, the top 10 of Mackenzie and his show, and I figured that's the way I was going to go with it. And you guys let me know what you think, you know, because I mean, I honestly believe every draft there's always a runaway first, and Owen Power's it. So we're going to go into that in the next video about the draft lottery and stuff. So get ready, or it might be up before, but I think I'll wait and put this up first and edit it and everything. Okay, folks, so let's leave it there. There's no point in dragging this any longer. And I hope this is just of some interest because, look, our season's winding down. And it's time that we start looking at... let me throw back on my light here. Here, let me get this back on. Because sometimes it reflects off the board, you see, and I tried to, like, close one of the lights. But let's look. Let's see what goes down. Let's see how the season closes out. Let's see where we finish. I like our odds of getting the top pick. I do. You know, and I'm going to explain in the next video all the numbers and what's going on with that. All right, folks, I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.